All right. Hey, everybody. Shane here, daily-astrocat.com. I want to talk to you about Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter is currently in detriment. If you look at our charts that we have right now, we've got 3 planets that are actually in a fairly weakened state. Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter. Jupiter I wanted to take a look at because it's been there longest, actually. So let's talk about this. We're going to start with the facts. Jupiter signifies good fortune, optimism, expansion, growth, the law, religion, institutional governance, long journeys, higher education, prosperity, and generosity. Now, Gemini, the sign of Gemini, where Jupiter is currently in 2025 right now, is ruled by Mercury. And Gemini displays a dual nature. It's communication-oriented, and it's considered intellectual, curious, and versatile. It's also social, restless, and indecisive, superficial, and very inconsistent. Chatty Gemini can play very lightly with the truth at times when it serves Gemini's purposes. Now, a planet in detriment can function normally, but it can also function and malfunction brilliantly. Okay? Natally considered both Kanye West and Oprah Winfrey have Jupiter in Gemini in their charts. Transit-wise, what we really want to look at, however, and this is the point of what we're talking about, we want to look and see what has happened in recent history when Jupiter is in Gemini. Now, Jupiter spends about a year in a sign, roughly, right? Jupiter in Gemini began on May 25th of 2024, and it will end on June 9th of 2025. It's a long time. Jupiter was in Gemini also from June 2000 to July 2001, and after that, it was also in Gemini in June of 2012 to June of 2013. A cursory look at U.S. political history, which is what mundane astrology really looks at, because it means the world, right? Mundial. It doesn't mean like normal everyday. It means kings, queens, the government. A cursory look at U.S. political history during these 2 periods of 2000 to 2001 and 2012 to 2013 is going to show us that, think about it. In 2000, we had that election of 2000, the dangling Chads, that was eventually decided by the Supreme Court. That decision, Gore versus Bush. That's right. Legal, right? Jupiter. Political, governance, yes, Jupiter. Challenged. Yep, challenged. Doesn't matter what you think about the outcome. Now, 2012 brought the second Obama term. So there was the election of 2012 that brought Obama in. But that was a very different second term for a president. There was a lot of not very much getting anything done because there was no honeymoon period there. There was a buildup that led to a government shutdown after Jupiter was out of Gemini. However, the Supreme Court decided Shelby County versus Holder, which is more Supreme Court action, legal action. That's the beginning of the erosion of the Voting Rights Act, no matter how you look at it, or return to states' rights, depending on how you look at it. Since then, there's been a full-scale assault basically on voting rights, trying to make voting rights less, universal, I would say, or maybe make it more specific, and constitutional rights in this country. Now, when you fast forward to May 25th of 2024, what do we got? Well, we have the spectacle and ensuing debacle that began then. Think about it. It's the first time we've ever had a candidate for office step down and have somebody else take their place after all the primaries are done. That's an important development, right? We have all these things going on. What can we say about Jupiter and Gemini currently? Isn't it fair to say that Jupiter and Gemini has a way of messing with governmental and legal systems? In light of what the history is, we are witnessing a huge amount of interference with the communication of information, how traditional news outlets report, the proliferation of propaganda in general and on social media outlets specifically. right? No more filters. They took down all the middlemen. Okay. And let's not even talk about moral right from wrong. Jupiter in Gemini is morally challenged at best. It can be, right? There has been a weakening of the legal system and the turning of a blind eye to conflicts of interest and overt corruption. That's right. We've seen the legal system get totally watered down. Now, we don't normally talk about these things on Daily AstroCat, but as an astrologer, folks will ask me, how is this current state of affairs in the United States possible? The answer is complicated. However, perhaps this little outline here will provide you with an astrological indication of why these things may have developed as they did. For now, be thankful that Saturn is square Jupiter. It's how we're personally able to patiently wait for Mars to do his thing. I've been telling you about this personally. In a broader sense, check where Gemini is in your chart, and this will help you understand where some of those odd twists may be affecting you. For those in power, it is curbing this Jupiter, the Saturn square Jupiter. It's curbing those excesses, some of them. And it's also curbing some of the unchecked growth of the moneyed few. It also indicates that there will be some mitigation for Jupiter's excesses once Jupiter exits Gemini for Cancer. Like treating like in a homeopathic way. That's all I have for you. Thank you for listening. Do the nice things. Love you all. Good night.